We're talking collaborations and the power of collaborations this morning on the show. Focusing heavily on two events that happened over the weekend, two major events. But we'll get highlights of the second one later on. But we throw more lights on the Rapperholic event that happened over the weekend on Saturday at the Babayara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. Well, leading to this event, we definitely saw loads of highlights and teasers from Team SARC. As they paid visit to Otumfor, plus other engagements they had. Later on the show, we'll be joined by NYDJ. He's a prominent radio personality in Kumasi on YFM, and he'll give us more insights into the days leading to the events and all the activities that happened in there, as well as also we'll talk to Team Event Factory. They were also responsible for the setup for the event. We'll have great conversations with them this morning to give us some more behind the scenes, ups and downs, challenges, hurdles, and things they were still able to overcome to bring that spectacular event to life. So we are getting online now. Pardon us because they are also in a vehicle in motion now as we speak. So we might just have internet, connectivity issues as they are jet setting from or more like car setting from Kumasi to Accra. But we have Team Event Factory on Zoom with us. Now, they were responsible or in charge of setup, and I'm sure beyond that as well, for the event. We loved the event that we saw, on socials. But behind the scenes, we also need to give credits to people who, sweat and toil to make such things happen. I have Nabil and the team on Zoom now. Nabil, good morning. Okay, so
I'm Lawrence. Nabil is a bit tight.
Lawrence,
so,
okay. Sorry.
Instead, yes.
Yes, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm good. First off, let me say congratulations for the optics we saw. For us not to understand the hurdles you probably faced in making this happen. For what we saw on the outside, congratulations to your team. You guys always do an amazing job.
So much.
Yes, and safe travels back to Accra. But let's give us a bit of an overview on what it took to get this event to be as we saw on, especially on socials.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and it's greatly appreciated that you guys called us in today to speak to the event. As a team, this has been a long time coming. We've been planning this for 2 odd years, and it required trips to the venue, not even to the venue per se, but to Kumasi to look for the right and appropriate venue. This also brings into the conversation about the depth of events in Ghana where we don't have appropriate venues to host such large-scale events. Looking at Rapperholic in Accra is just 4 or 5 odd thousand, but this was huge because we were able to manage the venue as we had it. Preceding that, we were all aware of all the challenges that came up with the use of the pitch.
Yes,
and
we saw
cry, the fury that came with it.
Yes, we saw a response from. I don't know if you can hear me, Lawrence. We saw a response, with regards to the pitch and the fact that it will be restored or in case anything happens. What was really the conversation around that?
Okay. To be honest, the facility was getting ready to host Asante Kotoko's Africa campaign. So because of that, they didn't want anybody to go onto the pitch to do anything other than football, so to speak. But then we also gave them a plan to say that we're not using the entire pitch. We're using just up to the goalpost area, the 6-yard line, just a little bit, so that the entire set could be on that side. Then we can use the tartan tracks, as we saw, to host more people, like the tables, the VIPs and the VVIPs. So that also didn't happen at the end of it. So we lost days because we had to wait for approvals and, order from above, say yes, say no. So we got in on Monday and we only started work on Thursday because between Tuesday and Wednesday, we're sitting down waiting for approvals. We proposed ways around it. We would provide a fire tender to provide water for the grass, and we pay guarantees just in case there are any damages, so you can use that to do the regrowing or whatever repair works. But all of that didn't really work out. I would not want to say it's a fault of theirs or anything because it's just the system and the way facilities operate. such large-scale events are not common in that particular venue. So perhaps they also didn't see what we saw, or they didn't see how we could deliver what we intended to do. So it was more like a misunderstanding of the concept and idea we had. So, in all a sense, it's just the learnings from all of this. It's just the learnings that we need. It's a positive event. So let whatever that came up, which was put out as a bad light, rather gave us the opportunity to present a very good event. And I mean, it was a challenge, but that's what we do. We are managers, so we manage the situation, and we were able to put out a good event.
Yeah, I mean, this is me as a fan, right? If there was a possibility for it to be held on the pitch, would they have done that? Because I've been arguing that Sarkodie and Shatawale can do it, and the artists on the bill.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe again, it's just me being a fan, but I just want to know if it was possible that they could use the pitch, would they have?
I don't know because we spoke with property managers in Kumasi, or the venue managers, stadium managers in Kumasi. They also referred us to Accra. So at the point, it was a conference call between Accra, Kumasi, and us. So if now and then after that, you had the conversation about pitch panel trials in Accra Stadium and all that. We need to just make the decision that we can host concerts at the stadium, and then work around that into finding solutions or finding ways to achieve that, rather than saying no, don't do it. You see, if you cry at every obstacle or every challenge, then how do you proceed? But if it's possible to do it, we'll gladly do it. Looking at Kumasi, look, we've not had any large-scale events in Kumasi apart from funerals and football. And the demand is there. The people were eager. They were waiting in the rain. You should have seen it. It was so moving. So if they give us the opportunity, we have enough talent in this country to put a lot of people in that stadium to watch events. So let's just see what the government say.
You've touched on something very important, which is there is opportunity and there's market for such large scale events, other than football and funerals, like you rightly said. But there's also another conversation on logistics. Part of the reasons why sometimes it is very difficult for certain activations to be moved to certain areas. In your working capacity, what did it take? Did you have to sort for logistics still within the Ashanti region, or you have to move materials and logistics from different parts of the country?
It happened both ways. We brought the key components from like the scaffolding and the rigging, screens, lights, sound, staging. Those are the elements you can't compromise on, because, as I mentioned earlier, if you're going to a market area or a market zone and perhaps they don't have the experience of what you do, you may likely not find the requisite logistics and the requisite personnel to man those logistics, and even professionalism, attitude, work ethic, and all that. So to achieve what we want to achieve, we built a team from Accra, logistics-wise, the key elements, and then we transported everything there, including personnel. And then we sought local bits as well, like chairs, tables, artisans, electricians, carpenters, and all of them, labor hands, ushers. Those are the elements that would help also stimulate the local economy there as well. So it was both ways. The synergy was right, but to be able to achieve what we did over the weekend, it was important that you carry people who know exactly what to do when they get to the venue, rather than as backing orders are people.
Yeah, bro, Charlie, congrats to the entire team for the good job done. I just want to know from an expenditure standpoint, you've taken expertise all the way from Accra to another area. Right. You've brought in machines, hardware, logistics, knowledge, everything, and basically what you used more or less in another region was the ground. Does this make it more expensive to dare to open up our event space beyond Accra? Because as much as we complain about Accra and venue and everything seems to be central, in my experience, it is also cheaper than having to take all the Accra goodness and now head northern of the country to go and set up everything that was in Accra in another place just for the sake of an event that's not in Accra? Does it make the cost benefit analysis? What is it like, and how do you think we can solve it? Thanks.
Solve it. I won't say the only way, but a key component is sponsorship, because this was a very huge expenditure. And it's not even loading the trucks and busing the human beings. It's the accommodation of a week, feeding, allowances, per diems. It's about flying artists in, and certain media people, photographers. Like it's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. And if brands and brand managers don't help the system, we're going to suffer. We don't always do these large-scale events to make profits, so to speak. We don't go in to make. Otherwise, then we shortchange ourselves, and we do a very shoddy job and walk away. We do jobs that will not be remarkable. Understand? If this was just another very average event, comparatively, I don't think we'll be having this conversation this morning. But we also have our standards. We need to grow as a team. We need to grow Ghana's profile as a country that can host these large-scale events. So you sometimes just bite the bullet and make sure the job is done. As they say, when you get the job done, then you complain later. So we invest a lot, and sometimes the sponsorships are not enough, but you also look at what you're aiming at. It's not like an immediate return. It's like a 2 to 3 year return. So you need to put yourself out there. You need to communicate to the rest of the world that Ghana is capable. Ghana has the logistics, they have the personnel, they have the management processes, and we can achieve that. So it's just for the brands and like people with money, even private donors, to say that let's fund some of these events. Rapperholic is a huge brand. I was discussing with the team yesterday that Sarkodie is a brand. Rapperholic is a brand on its own. And I was speaking to the teams, I would say Event Factory is also a brand. So let's just take Rapperholic alone and not just Sarkodie. We can build so many things off this product. Because we got in on Monday, we did a visit to the minister on Tuesday, and the publicity was there. Wednesday, we did a walk, which was huge. We did a donation at Confanoche. And then on Thursday, we did a conference, all of just Rapperholic. So the concert, it was just the end or an activity to cap it all off. But there are pre-event activities that brands can tap into. Flora came in to do the conference and the donation at the hospital. We had Verna, who gave us water for the walk as well. And they were not even on the main branding for the concert. So if we want to get some of these events really up and like international standards, they should be able to look at the legs of such events like Rapperholic and say that, okay, I'm going to take this conference and sponsor it. And rather than say that you want to be on everything. Again, so once you're able to put in money onto this smaller event, it helps in growing. So your expenditure may not be so much for the last event. So just to cap it all up, the solution will be to find brands who can identify some of these big concerts, the BIM concerts, Rapperholic, and then put money to it. It's not particularly for the event company per se, but we are looking at the profile of Ghana. Let's not just wait till December to bring people in to celebrate. This was held in September, and we're even discussing options for Easter.
Well, was there a reason? Was there a reason for that? I know you may not necessarily be the ones to decide that, but was there a reason for this homecoming to be held? And does it mean that there's going to be another Rapperholic in December?
Oh, there's going to be another Rapperholic in December in Accra. That's definitely going to happen. Yeah, that's definitely. We're looking at a time of the year that will give us some momentum into December. Usually what happens is Rapperholics at the tail end of the year, everybody has to wait so long. We're saying that we'd have to do Kumasi. It has to be August or September. And the weather this year was tricky. So when we went in to do the recce and all that, we realized that August will be cutting it close. So let's do September. We thought up to September 21st. And that was when the whole Kotoko issue came up. So we shifted our date in favor of Kotoko to do 27th, which took us to the end of the month. But even still, the weather didn't permit. Yeah, so we'll keep going. Yeah. Let's look at the options.
Hi, Lawrence. So for me, with everything that you have said, you still pulled off a great event. So I want to find out from you if whatever you planned, whatever the vision was for Rapperholic in Kumasi, being the first time as well, were you able to achieve that? And also, what is the joy in, the feedback that you are getting from people?
Oh, well, we overachieved, if I must say. We overachieved. Because this hadn't happened before, we were quite modest in our expectations. We knew our abilities and our capabilities. So what we said was we're going to present something unbelievable, and I think that's just what we did. The accolades can come because I think, we deserve it because that's what the world has seen. We cannot deny ourselves to say that, oh, we don't want it. But it's only a motivation to get better at what we're doing. Hitherto it was Rapperholic in Accra, Grand Arena. Everybody saw it that way, a small, tiny event. So comparatively, yeah. But now with this scale, I mean, we can't say we've done this, so we are okay. And now we need to get better because there are serious challenges, and I mean, it's always an opportunity to get better at what you do. So yeah, we can only get better.
And does this throw hints of, in wrapping up, does this throw hints of, across Sports Stadium for December?
Across Sports Stadium, I can't say for now, but if they give us the opportunity, yeah, why not? Why not? It's just the access to say that, okay, guys, you can use the pitch. And then, I mean, it doesn't mean if they give us the access to the pitch, we're just going there to destroy the pitch. Like the pitch. That's what I don't know, that's how the commentary is being said, or was said, sorry. That when they go onto the pitch, to destroy the pitch. But we're also football loving people. We don't want to come into a venue, destroy stuff, and we won't have the opportunity to go back there. That's why I mentioned earlier that we even gave them options to how the pitch should be used, but they didn't agree. But let's just hope that the conversation now will be how best to make things happen at the venue. If they have to buy the pitch panels, if they have to call for a meeting with event managers, so that you see. So one of the things, sorry to just digress slightly.
Go ahead. Oof. Well, like I mentioned, they are en route to Accra, so we'll definitely be having internet challenges at certain points. Okay, I think Lawrence is back here.
Allowing us to use the facility and the pitch for it. Very. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay. All right, sorry. So I'm saying that they would call non-events people to go and have this discussion about pitch panels. Why wouldn't they rather call events people to say that, come and look at the specs or recommend specs that will work with events and pitch covering? So then we would recommend and say use A, B, C, or D. But they are now going for non-events people to discuss pitch panels. Mm-hmm. If they go and invest in those panels they're talking about and they bring it, and we as events people can't use it because you can't maybe put scaffolding on it, you can't put event stage legs on it and stuff like that, then it becomes a white elephant.
Exactly.
So I think the conversation is they should get us events people to say that we recommend these, so go ahead and procure, rather than,
Oh, well, I think we are just losing Lawrence there one more time.
Someone who's not into events will go and buy this, and then it becomes a more or less useless item. So, yeah, okay.
Lawrence, thank you so very much. But can you flip your camera and shout out the team? I know Nabil is probably he's chief driver for Events Factory in the.
We even just stopped about briefly for a drink. So let me call him.
Yeah.
Nabil.
Big shout out to all of you for putting
the team.
So Udi Fufo. Yeah, Charlie, you guys, well done, well done, and thank you. I know it's on a short call.
Let me go to the guys. So you say hello to the guys. Guys, play music. Say hello.
Yeah, guys, we shout out all of you, Charlie. Well done. Our spotlight is not on the artists who performed on the stage, but to you guys who were behind the scenes to make sure everything happened. So congratulations one more time. Yeah. And Nabi, why?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Charlie,
Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you so much as well. Our time is up, but thank you so much. And please, safe travels back to Accra.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So
All right.
that's Team Event Factory. Giving us a bit of behind the scenes conversations on the things that happened leading to the event as well as the event itself. We're trying to get in touch with NYDJ, who we are told is currently, it's also network, internet connectivity issues, and they are with Team SARC. We're also trying to get through to Team SARC, but if we do, fine. If not, our time is up, and we promise to try and get these interviews back on again on another edition of Culture Daily. But guys, he said a lot, and I want to just go in on the use of the stadium. First of all, it's not wrong to use the stadium, is it? No, it's not. But I think the last point he said, which was on talking to the right people or personnel or the resource people who would have the ideas around what to use with regards to what this pitch convo thing is always.
I think it's more about maintenance.
It's
as
always
well.
Yeah, I don't know, but
because over the world a lot of stadia get used for
is my mic on?
stuff like your mic is on.
I'm afraid
get used for stuff like this. Maintenance is probably what's the
AK-47 is in the
is.
studio. Let's hear from AK.
Until we disengage politics, cronyism, and dishonesty from our creative sector, the people who deserve the opportunities to lead and spearhead certain initiatives and certain directions in the sector won't get them, because whoever is in charge, and this is not a political statement, whoever is in charge of whatever ministry or sporting agency in the last 30 years knows within the last 30 years who the pace setters and industry leaders in the event space have been. It's been a cycle. Nabil is hot today, but I'm sure 15 years ago Nabil wasn't as hot as he is today. He was still learning. 15 years ago there was somebody who was bigger, better than Nabil. That person could have been contracted when the sports stadium was being renovated, right? This is a multi-purpose space. You are into, it's like voiceover. It's like entering the room here, and I don't know if Jason does voiceovers, but if somebody wanted expertise on voiceovers, they would ask you or I. At the moment somebody enters here and says, Jason, I have 60 voiceovers to record, and they start talking to Jason and they ignore you and I, then you know very well that
they don't know what they're about.
Exactly. So
over the years it's been possibly communicating with
the wrong people, on purpose, because Charlie, you was stadium where it's let me call somebody else instead of calling the right person. And it's the same with every investment that we make as on a national scale,
because over the world, right? All over the world, right? Hey, Charlie.
Why you say I'm breaking
1 minute more to 10.
You want to close us?
Stadia is used for
it's multi-purpose.
Yes, it's multi-purpose.
I mean, look, it's not even financially prudent to build stadiums just for highlight match days. Even the stadiums that belong to football clubs, we do Sports Direct all the time, where you see Tottenham had family day and they are eating popcorn and there's bouncy castles and kids are playing on the pitch, because it needs to be a multi-purpose venue. People build stadiums now, add hotels, add cinemas, add other stuff, because you cannot play football 365 days a year, and even if you do, you are not going to hit full capacity 365 247 to make your 2 billion or 3 billion pound investment pay off. So you build it in mind with the mind that this is going to be multi-purpose. Sound is a big part of the stadia. You don't bring in the guy who just started spinning and has one mixer. You bring in the people who have been doing sound for the past 50 years. That look, we are doing a stadium. You see the thing that happens when they are playing music at it's Independence Arc. When you are in Osu.
You hear
what you are in Osu, you go to say they hallucinate.
God, come for yourself.
When you are around,
you don't know where it's coming from.
Do you know? I've been since Cuckoo Hill. I've been in Cuckoo Hill since 2008, my brother.
I know,
and I'm still in Osu today.
Yes.
So if I'm telling you about Osu, listen to me.
Yeah.
If they are doing events,
You hear?
he knows.
Go.
Stadium event, Parliament, Conference Center, Independence Act. That 18. When did they do any event for them? Because it is so difficult to produce a well-contained sound. What you are hearing on Oxford Street is called leakage. It's not echo. Oh, we say we day beach. No, it is sound leakage because the sound design is poor. If the sound design was done when Global Citizen came,
Just your money day stadium inside or something. The way they were serious.
the Global Citizen sound design, didn't everybody commend it?
Yeah.
So you did beach, but you don't go know the base they hit. Because the sound design was done by people who've been doing sound. They don't do sound engineering. They don't do technical installations. They do sound design. The physics, wind on that day. You're saying, what is the space?
Shout
If
to
I put
Bangin'
a treble,
Olufsen.
if I put a mid driver with 50 ohms
Yes,
or
yeah,
5,000
how would
ohms
that-
here,
yeah.
how will it resonate at 1 kilometer? They do
If you
science
didn't pay
of
to come,
sound.
you don't have to hear
That's
it.
1 kilometers. Well, if they do that, they hand over their PDF or whatever I report to the sound engineer that for the main stage use these
I get
drivers. For
Point
the
well
back,
made.
for the
Point
crowd,
well made.
use these. That is sound design. So when they did Global Citizen, though you could hear the far echoes of a festival sound somewhere, you were not at Frankie's enjoying the show.
Because you didn't pay for it.
Because you get what I'm saying. And that is the benefit of calling a professional.
I think that's another conversation to be had on engaging.
That's what I was going to ask him, actually, that-
on engaging professionals to do certain things. I think we've come far as a country to
On a lighter note, I
Yes.
think it was Friday, Stip and I were just recalling and laughing at our near-death experience. We went for a show. You were there. Stip, myself, and you, and then the barricades and stuff started giving off electric shock.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, I'm not going to mention the event or mark
it's fine.
anybody's brand.
You don't have to.
But we were there. And Stip and I just realized that Stip said, like we die. Oh." And we just laughed over it. But it was, can you imagine, the electrical wiring
Yeah.
was poorly done.
Yeah.
There must
It was
have been an
passing through the
exposed
metal.
cable somewhere. So 2 seconds of drizzle, and where they'd cordoned off
Yeah.
for the production crew to be. If you
Was
touch the
shocking.
railing like this, they enter you.
Yeah.
And do you know the irony?
yeah.
We knew that was the case. So, and imagine knowing that everything here they shock everybody, and we could see Fidas and Shina were dancing. They were oblivious to the fact that one wrong Pelhams and because they called any electrician.
Yeah.
Oh, Mensa or your wiring. Mensa came to plug something.
Professionalism in the space is another conversation for another day.
would
Before we
have died.
wrap it up, looking
The
for
concept.
perfectly stronger, healthier, and beautifully straight hair without irritation like that of Lenny's on your salon.
hair is
Relax
also
or
very
retouch. Listen, try the new BO16. I actually use BO16.
Huh?
Yeah, no, like, yeah, I'll take a picture for you. And to prove
Oh,
to
when you had hair.
No, I still do. I still have hair.
Has
It
carpet on his
straightens.
Maybe.
It straightens your hair. It strengthens it. It protects your hair. It leaves it long-lasting smoothness. And that radiant shine. It's gentle on the scalp as well, and enriched with shea butter. Jason, I'll give you one. Trust me, it's really good. Coconut oil and olive oil to nourish your hair. In just 3 easy steps, you experience a silky smooth hair. You've always dreamed of every single day. Choose BO16 No Lie Hair Relaxer for a gentle yet powerful transformation that lasts. Now that's wow! It's available at beauty stores and supermarkets near you. New BO16 hair relaxer. Express yourself. The GC brand is all about you. Wrap us up.
The thing they come talk, not Jason talk. That thing would have been shocking us, and they'll think we
We
are
are saying
enjoying
the
the show.
Harlem Shake.
They would have-
Harlem Shake.
Viewers, it's been a great Monday.
We would have
with
died.
you. We're back here same time tomorrow on Culture Daily.
God.
Don't miss out. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much, Lenny and Cyril.
You won't thank
and, Cyril. And have a shocking day. We out.